I was just about to hit record and film my intro when I saw a fish rise in the middle of that run up there. And that's good because I'm going fly fishing today with it, and I've got a dry fly only. G'day folks, today I'm going dry fly fishing in one of my favourite small streams, and I'm keen to get started. Have a look at that. This is what slows me down the most when I'm fly fishing. Gets quite a bit harder casting two flies. There is one, got him. Oh gee, I pulled too tight. No, he's still on. Beauty. Lovely little rainbow. He actually took the dry, I think. Be buggered. I went for an oversized dry just to put a bit of buoyancy to help float the nymph one down. He took the dry. Trout number one, lovely rainbow. See you later, mate. I'm on the board. I decided to give myself a bit of a rest and not go fishing over the Easter break. And here I am, before sunrise on Good Friday. Got him! He's not very big, but I've got one. He's tiny. That's a yellow belly. A yellow belly on a number one stump jumper. And it's not even a big yellow belly. And he's not even a yellow belly anymore. He's gone. A yellow belly on a number one stump jumper. Maybe I should put a smaller lure on in case there's a few yellow belly around. I might do that. I can see carp swimming around in the middle of the stream out there. G'day folks, today Sonny and I are exploring a waterway that we haven't fished before. What was that? Was that a carp or a cod? Something just swam over in the direction of my lure. I just saw a fish swim across there. I reckon it was a carp. I'd say it was a carp. I kid you not, I just brought my lure across there, and as I'd done it I saw a fish swim across the current there. About 50 centimetres long. Ooh, a fish hit that then. Definitely a fish just tapped that. Didn't feel much weight.
There you go. So there's a cod.
Wow!
There's a cod.
Well, there's cod here. We know there's cod here.
High 40, I reckon. So let's put him back. Thanks for coming, my record. See you later. Like a turtle. Oh! What the hell was that? I'm on the floor. Not my knife.
Can I even get to the water through here? Looks like there's a bit of an animal trail here. I'll go along there and see if I can get in. G'day everyone, today I'm on a bit of a late season trout fishing reconnaissance mission. I've never been here before. I'm just going to be driving around trying to find a few new spots, exploring new areas, and I'm going to stop in at a few familiar spots and see if I can pick up a fish or two as well. Some days you need to work really hard for your fish, but on this day I worked really hard for my no fish, as you'll see. There was no fish in this spot, or this spot, but what a beautiful spot this was with crystal clear water. Check out how clear this water is. Awesome. There was no fish in this spot either. Or this spot, although this one came as no surprise. None in this spot either. And there were even no fish in this spot either. As I said, I worked really hard this day for my no fish. Now it's time for some game camera footage, starting with these small birds. I think they might be eastern rosellas, but I can't be certain. If you think you know what they are, feel free to drop a comment below and tell me. Now a couple of wallabies that have wandered in for a late afternoon drink. Swiper the fox. But watch what happens to this fox. A kangaroo chases him away. I reckon this is a really cool bit of footage. Ha ha ha! Take that, Swiper! You can just see the bum of a fallow deer walking up the opposite bank. Uh-oh! Swiper the fox is back. Now we've got the birds and the bees. Now the chilled out wallaby's just coming back in for his late afternoon drink. Now a few parrots come down to have a bath in the water. Right, it's time to pull this camera out. Let's go and check one of the other cameras. There's a big old kangaroo. A boy, apparently. A wallaby. Both a kangaroo and a wallaby. It's a cute little koala. Kookaburra incoming for a swim. I reckon something bites this kangaroo on the nose. The moment it puts its nose in the water, it jumps backwards really fast. I wonder if it was a bee. Now we have a group of birds known as white-winged choughs. Now another wallaby. I reckon that wallabies are one of the most chilled out native animals that we have here in Australia. The choughs are back in town, the choughs are back in town. If you look really closely, you can see that there's two heads. This wallaby has a joey in its pouch. Well, that's it for this camera. Let's go and check one of my other cameras. This camera is my better quality camera. This is the 4K camera. I put this in 2 spots. This is the first of 2 spots. This spot wasn't very good. Here we've got a fox. I reckon it can see the camera. This camera's got a much more powerful infrared beam. It's got 3 settings, low, medium and high, and I've got the infrared set on low, but it still seems to be a lot higher than the other camera, and a lot of animals seem to be alert to this. Another fox, possibly even the same fox. There's nothing in this clip other than grass blowing around. It's always a good idea to make sure you haven't got too many moving things in front of your camera, because if they move in the breeze, they'll fill your memory card. I have actually completely filled memory cards with little video clips of gum leaves blowing around in the wind. I get a lot of these wind files. You don't get to see them because I don't need to share them, but this is just an example of what happens when it's windy with a game camera. Now I've moved the camera to another spot, a better spot, a much more open spot, and we'll start off with this big kangaroo. Now we've got a fox, but once again you can see he's looking at the camera. He's already onto the camera, he knows it's there. But he doesn't quite leave, he gets right over to the edge of the frame, but if you wait a second you'll see his eyes again. He turns around, you can just make, there he is, right at the edge of the frame. He's looking at the camera again. Now he disappears for a moment, but then he runs along the background, straight past that kangaroo. He alerts the kangaroo chases the fox, and you can see it darting across the background there. Uh-oh. Piggy, 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 piggy. And now we have a fallow buck. A male fallow deer. A bit like the fox, this deer is a bit cautious of the camera. Now a few kangaroos. It seems as though everything likes this patch of grass. And now a fallow deer just wanders in. Now we have a fallow spiky. A spiky is a young buck. He's just got little spikes for his antlers because they haven't fully grown yet. One, two, three, four, five. 5 fallow deer. Piggy, 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 piggy. Another little spiky. Now we've got a deer and some water birds. I think they might be spoonbills in the water in the background. And now something special. Now we've got a bunyip. I'm pretty sure that's a possum. This is a different camera, this one. There it goes. It's a possum. And there's a cocker-one. It's like a cockatoo, except there's only one of them. Mmm, yum yum, rump steak. With all that exercise, pretty soon it will be lean beef. Anyway, let's go and check one of the other cameras. No doubt there will be a few deer hunters wanting to know where this spot is. Have a look at this. That's a Sambar deer and it's a stag. But it's quite a large stag. Not a record-breakingly big stag, but it's quite a nice sized stag, a nice even spread of antlers. It's just a nice looking animal. Now we have a wallaby. Now a brush-tail possum. Now I've just paused this one here for a moment. This is another Sambar Deer Stag, but it's not as big. The antlers aren't as big. I don't know whether that's mange or whether it's mud, because Sambar deer do like to roll around in the mud. I did ask this question on Facebook and the responses that I got were all different, but I don't know what that is sticking out the other side. It could be an arrow, or it could be a branch, because sometimes when deer fight they can push each other around and become impaled on branches and stuff. It's got something sticking out the side of it. Now for these last few clips, I put my game camera on a game trail, an animal trail in the bush. That is a Big Fallow Deer. The Sambar deer have got the pointy antlers, and the fallow deer have got those palm-shaped antlers.